Still torn because Rigondeaux got the win. He was supposed to get the win over Drian Francisco of the Philippines in like 7 days notice. But the thing is, he failed to impress. Yes, he did what he was supposed to do as a boxer, but on the undercard of a pay-per-view, you know, against a fighter where you were, you know, totally levels above him, I think that Rigondeaux should have went a little above and beyond to get the knockout, especially since they gave him the marketing of being on a pay-per-view. Now, they're saying that the path for him is going to be Lomachenko, but I really would like to see him fight. I really would like to see him back in title contention. I really would like to see him against the winner of Carl Frampton versus Scott Quigg, you know, and that fight's happening in February, because what the WBA said is that when they stripped Rigondeaux of the WBA Super World belt, they said that the winner of, well, Scott Quigg, who's the WBA World Champion, would have to fight him, but Scott Quigg taking on Carl Frampton, and the winner is going to be the unified IBF and WBA champion. And from my understanding, the winner has to fight Rigondeaux, but also Rigondeaux is going along the WBC path to try to get that vacant WBC belt at 122 pounds. I expected some more from Rigondeaux for it to be on pay-per-view. In fact, this pay-per-view is a little bit underwhelming, you know, so far. I really don't know what the undercard would have looked like if they didn't have Guillermo Rigondeaux on it. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live, and don't get me wrong, I love watching the sweet science that Guillermo Rigondeaux displays to us. I love watching him as a boxer, even if even if there's people that say that it's boring. It's not boring to me. It's actually watching a boxer, a pure ring technician, do his job. But from a marketing standpoint, you know, in my opinion, he should have tried a little bit harder to get the knockout, especially if I'm correct, Drian Francisco has been knocked out before. Just my own personal opinion. But like I said, it's good to see Rigondeaux with a promoter, with a name, with a promoter with some financial backing, because now we can't listen to fighters say that they won't fight Rigondeaux because of money, because I'm sure Rock Nation will put the money behind Rigondeaux to have the opponents, you know, say, okay, well, if I fight Rigondeaux, even though I may lose, still Rock Nation is going to put up, you know, a good amount of money, you know, if a fight goes to purse bid or whatever the case may be. But, you know, good win, good solid win, you know, for Rigondeaux, I guess, you know, for 7 days notice is really not too much to talk about. Now we just got to hope that he doesn't sit out inactive for a year. You know, they got to find a name for him to be able to fight sometime in, I'm going to say, February. They got to keep him active. February or March, you know, Rigondeaux's next fight should be, and it should be on like HBO Latino or something. Hell, if they can get him on BET. You know, but he didn't really do too much for the networks, you know, on this pay-per-view, I guess, as an audition of, okay, I'm back, I'm Rigondeaux, you know, I can be exciting and sell tickets. You know, that's always going to be the issue with Rigondeaux, is if he can fill arenas. And I'll never forget when he fought Joseph Abeko, and people just during the middle of the match were getting up and just walking out, and the whole, you know, front rows was just emptying out, you know, little by little. You know, so you can't have that in boxing, especially if you want to, you know, fight big fights and if you want to sell. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.